Hello and welcome, everyone. My name is Lady Calmer, and I do welcome you to my channel. Today, I am doing my 416th presentation, and it will be on two babies. And I decided to make it about two. Vamana, which we have the card here, but I don't have a picture of King Mahabali Chakravarti. So, and there are misconceptions about Bali being that he was evil or that he was punished. And none of that actually happened. He was not punished. He was actually blessed. And to this day, he is worshipped, especially in the Onam uh, Harvest Festival, which is one of the greatest ones in Kerala. And it is called different names throughout parts of India. And this year, it happened from August 16th to August 26th. So it's a 10-day celebration, and where Bali can come back for one day a year to visit his people to see if they are being good and that they are doing well. So, where do I begin? I'm going to just take the words of the Prince of Darkness himself, Ozzy Osbourne. Let's begin at the beginning. So, the mother of the Devas is Aditi, and the mother of the Asuras is Diti. So, Aditi and Diti are sisters, but they mother the different uh, class of beings. So, where did Mahabali come from, and why did Vishnu had to come as the divine dwarf? So there are two gatekeepers in Vaikuntha who gatekeep Vishnu, right? They are called Jaya and Vijaya. They're very devoted and immortal. And one day, four great sages called the four Kumaras, and their names are all S. I'm just trying to think of their names. I know one of them is Sanatana. Anyways, they came to ask an audience with Vishnu. Now, these Kumaras were born from the thoughts of Brahma himself, and they are very pure, very wise, and very powerful. But they come as four naked boys, little boys. And usually in animation, especially for children, of course, they're going to put them in clothing, you know. So, and they didn't know who they were. So they said, Vishnu is sleeping. I can't let, he's busy, he's sleeping, he's resting, and he doesn't have time right now. And the four sages got angry, and they said that the Lord of the universe always has time for his devotees. So they got mad at JM the Jam. Sorry about that. Catastrophe is about to happen, and I had to stop it. So they got mad and they cursed him, and they said, well, now you're going to be born on earth as a mortal, as mortals. And when Vishnu came, they told Vishnu they were cursed, and he allowed it because it's going to be for his divine plan. And he gave them a choice. He said, you can have seven, each born 7 times in 7 lifetimes as devotees to me. Or you can be born in 3 lifetimes as the enemies of me. And now they had to take the second choice of being born as enemies so that they can get through their incarnations and come back to the heavenly world. And as hard as it was, they became, of course, they were also cursed to become like born on earth, but as so they took the Asura curse. So what does this have to do with Mahabali? Well, Vijaya and Jaya come as Hiranyakashipu and Hiranyaksha, in which Hiranyaksha, in each birth of their birth, they will be stopped because they will do uh, bad, horrible things, and they would be a threat to the universe, in which Vishnu takes care of, but he releases them each time. So by dispatching them, ending their life, they were released each time from the curse. So after they did all these horrible things, they're back to being Jaya and Vijaya, guardians of the gates, because Vishnu is also very merciful. So this is his fifth incarnation. Now, what does this have to do with Bali, though? What's this going to do with Bali? You're asking me. Hiranyakashipu was dispatched by Narasimha, who I already talked about. Now, Narasimha has a son who he protects. Not Narasimha, sorry. Hiranyakashipu has a son who Naran, who he protects. And his son becomes a father, right? But he always taught to be good, even though he's in a sewer now. Prahlada, that's what I'm thinking about. I almost said Pramana, Prahlada. So he always taught his children to be good. And then he has a son, Viracocha, right? Now Viracocha gives birth. I mean, not going to give birth, is the father of I don't have a script. Gives birth. No, he has a father. He's the father of Bali. When his name was also called Indrasena. Now Mahabali was taught to be good, but also, you know, don't lie, don't cheat, uh, don't do horrible things to women, be devoted to Vishnu. So all his life he was devoted to Vishnu, but he became a great king. And this is where he was a king in Kerala. But don't even think it was called Kerala back then. But he becomes a great and mighty king, a mighty ruler. So why did this Vishnu had to stop him? Well, he became so massive and great and so wealthy, but he did good. His kingdom in his court ain't, in other words, no one lied. He made sure no one went without. If someone came to them, he always had a promise. He made a promise that if someone comes to him and they need help, he's going to help them as best as he can. Basically, if you asked him for $1, he may give you 10. He may give you $100. There was once someone who asked him for, a little land and a cow or a bull, and he gave him 100 cows, and he gave him cattle, I should say, because there is no such thing as male cows. They're bulls. So if someone tells you there's a male cow, just say it's bullshit. So he gave them mass land. He would give people land. He would give people food. He would give people massive amounts of gold. So where's the problem? Well, he became more and more powerful. And eventually him and his army took over the heavens, and he displaced the Navgrava, the nine, the deities of the nine planets, and they went, and including and Indra was threatened. So they went without. Aditi found, knew what happened, and she cried and cried and cried. And she did a lot of austerities, and she begged Vishnu for help. Now, he was on his way to take over Indra's place. And he had to do a whole bunch of prayers and stuff, and he did yak the yagnas, which were fire sacrifices. He had to do 100 of the ashvamedha with it. I'm sorry, ashvamedha, because it's a DH. And he did 99. Now he has to do 100. But before he can even do that, Vishnu told Aditi, I will stop him, but you will have to give birth to me. So she did. And wherever she was very heavy pregnant, wherever she was, it's like kind of weighed the earth down. That with him as a fetus, and she gives birth to him, but he's a dwarf, and he stays a dwarf. So he is on the way to stop the king, or to even test him and to stop him. And the king, Mahabali, said, anyone who asks me of anything, I will give it to them. And he made this promise. And he doesn't break a promise. If he makes a promise, he's not going to break it. But every time he makes a promise, he has to use sacred water, else the promise is not fulfilled. So he had mountains and mountains of gold to give out. So someone asked him, may I have some gold? Here you are. Here's a big heaping pile of gold. He was giving out food. He'd give out clothes. He'd give out, because he always says that, yes, I am a king. Yes, I am wealthy, but wealth is meant to pass through my hands to others. Imagine if we had politicians and say, yes, we are the most wealthiest country, but if anyone comes to us needing help, we'll help. And if people came to him or her, to say the president, and said, him or her one day, and said, I need medicine. Here you go. Here's lots of medicines. You know, here's some universal health care, and everyone gets help. Everyone gets beautiful teeth. Everyone stays healthy. Your cats and dogs. And he was good to animals too. Yes, he did the horse sacrifices, but he was just to humans, and people were happy with him. His subjects were happy. But when he was about to commence the next horse sacrifice to become the Indra, because Indra is just a title, all right? There were many Indras. But along comes this Brahmin, and he just has this brightness about that everyone paid attention. No one knew this was Vishnu, not even Bali, except for one, the guru of the Asuras, who is Venus. And his name is Shukra. Shukra knew. And by the way, uh, trying to Anyways, I, so Shukra was very suspecting of who this was, and Bali was just so happy to see him, tears almost in his eyes. He didn't know it was Vishnu, and he said, "Ask me anything, I'll give it to you. I'll give you lots of gold. I'll give you horses. I'll give you cattle. I'll give you land. Whatever your heart desire, ask me, and I will fill it." And the little Brahmin said, "I would like just 3 steps of land what my little feet can cover." And Bali was like, "You can ask for more. I'll give you more land than the eye can see. You asked for such a small gift, and here you are in front of me. I have all this gold. I will give, I'm a generous king." And the little Brahmin said, "All I need is just 3 steps of land, and that would be good for me." So he says, "Granted, let me get my water pot." But when he tried to pour the water, he couldn't pour it out because Shukra made himself small and went into the water pot. So Vamana knew what was going on. So he took a piece of sharp uh, grass and he poked it into the water pot, thereby knocking out the eye of Shukra. So now he has one eye. That's why he only sees with one eye. And ow, and he popped out. But Shukra warned him before he went into the pot. He warned him. He said, "My lord, please don't grant him. You'll lose everything. You'll lose this." Just before he went into the water pot. I get a little bit ahead of myself sometimes. And Bali said, "What's the word of a king if I give it and I don't honor it? I have to honor it. I said I would honor it." And he said, "You will lose everything." And he says, "Well, he's just asking for 3 steps of land, but I have to honor it." So he pours the water out. And then Vishnu shows grew and grew. Vamana grows and grows and grows into his uh, giant self. And he grows and grows and grows. And I'm trying to think of the name that he grows into. And he becomes his great size, but he also takes on another name, which I know by heart, Triloka. No, sorry, I pronounced that wrong. Trail Trailokia. Trailokia, sorry. Trailokia. So he also known as also Trivikrama. Sorry, Trivikrama, because the 3 worlds are Trailokia. Sorry. So I'm correcting myself now. Trivikrama, which means the 3 steps. Okay. And he's also known as Urukrama. So he was promised 3 steps of land. So the first step he covers the earth. The second step he covers the whole heavens. And Vishnu asks Mahabali, "Where do I put my 3rd step?" And Mahabali, with tears in his eyes of just seeing his Lord, he says, "My Lord, I have nothing left to give. except for my head because that's the only thing I own now. And so Vishnu takes his giant foot and gently places it upon his head. Now, in Hinduism, okay, when a deity puts their foot on your head, not to crush you, but to bless you, that is the greatest blessing. And because of that, he blessed Mahabali because Mahabali passed this test. He didn't withhold. He didn't say, "No, I'm not going to give it to you." And listen to his asur, listen to his guru, his great guru, and say, "No, I rescind." He did not rescind. And in the story, we see that to stand by truth, you could either, he could have defied him and may have gotten punished. He could have said, "No, I rescind," but he didn't. He kept his word, and Vishnu was very happy. So Vishnu pushes him into one of the underworlds, not an underworld of punishment. Okay, there are different levels of underworld. He pushed him into his own kingdom and allowed him to rule his own kingdom, which is a very happy place, it's very wealthy. I think it's Watala. It's called, and this is riches, is beautiful. It's like paradise. But Bali said, "I also have a request. Can you please stand outside the gates of my kingdom because I love you so much?" Vishnu granted that. So Vishnu doesn't guard him like he's some type of Satan. All right. Also, another thing, he's going to get what he wants, Mahabali. He's going to be blessed. Let me tell you, he's able to come up once a year to visit his people. And in the next cycle, in the next Indra, guess who becomes the next title of Indra after this one? Mahabali is in line for the throne of Indra because he has learned. You see, Vishnu had to restore order. Mahabali just, he was good, but he just got too big for his britches. So, and because of that, Mahabali is an Asur, yet he will ascend the throne as Indra. He is blessed, and then people pray to him. People honor him and worship him, not to push him away, but they do good deeds in him. And during this festival, by the way, whether you're Christian, Muslim, Hindu, atheist, it doesn't matter. Everyone gathers together in the community for this festival, and he just checks on his people. I mean, I know Muslims are not going to worship Mahabali, but they get along with the festival, and so do Christians, and it becomes united as one people. And that's what Mahabali likes. He wants people to be united. He wants people to share what they have and to help others, to not to pull someone up. Yeah, he did take over the heavens and displace the Navgrahas, but I also, you know, Mahabali, sometimes people want to picture him ugly, and he's not. He was muscular. He was viewed as handsome and tall and powerful and very wealthy. Yes, he was, but he wasn't greedy. He wasn't take, 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 take. He also gave, and people were very happy with him. So to this day, people worship Mahabali Chakravarti, Indru, also called Indru Sena. So there's lessons here is that because he honored his word, he rules his own kingdom now in a type of underworld. And no, this is not the Hindu hell. All right, people need to stop this shit. There is a place of torment, and it's ruled by Yama, the, which I already talked about. And is a place for, and it's called Naraka or Yamaloka, and it's equivalent to like sort of like the Christian hells. It's for really bad, awful people, the worst of the worst, to be tormented. Of course, they it's I don't think it's forever. It's not forever and ever and ever because there's reincarnation where they're judged. So in Naraka is where it's temporary. Okay, it's temporary. So after the punishment, they can be reborn as lower beings or higher beings according to what they've learned in their merits. So it's not forever and ever and ever and ever. It's temporary. Okay, so just the worst of the worst of the worst go to uh, this place, Naraka. But it's temporary. So so there are different realms in the underworld, in the subterranean world. His world is very beautiful. And there's happiness and there's celebrations. Now, I'm going to tell you what card this is from, and I'm sorry I didn't. That's my bad. His card is from the gods and goddesses. And it is by the Mandala publication. I already did a review of this card. And by the way, Indra rules the world, the realm of Svarga, and he's the king of Devas. So this is what Mahabali will be. So let's read a little bit about this card. The dwarf avatar. May the God who took 3 steps ever bring you opulence. After taking 1 step, he was still small. With his next step, he grew larger, and then he revealed his infinite form. With his third and final step, expanding, just like good deeds in the company of the pious. So his blessings, receiving charity, resisting cheats and tricksters, being charitable in the right spirit, ability to use trickery for a good cause. Now, Vamana himself is also used for those who have issues with their height. They could, those who have dwarfism. So those who like Wee Man of Jackass. So people, and they get picked on, but people can find rest in Vamana, and those who have birth defects and challenges can find peace with Vamana. And Vamana is, and I use yellow because yellow is a color of Vishnu, as you see right here. And he where you see the sign of Vishnu in the Trinity. So instead of Shiva's line, 3 lines like this, his lines, Vishnu is like this and that. So one, you here and here, so you see 3 lines, 1, 2, 3. So Vishnu is Mahabali and Vishnu have no hatred against each other. There's no hate. There's no anger towards each other. There's no resentment. Only love. And Vishnu sees Mahabali as a great devotee of him, and he sees him worthy of becoming Indra and the next Indra and the next age, which will happen about 306 million years from now. So we won't be around to see it in this incarnation. But the divine ones will see that. So yeah, it's just a really beautiful story, and how rulers should really, how politicians and those, well, not rulers, I don't like rulers. We don't need rulers, but really, how royalty, if you're king or queen or prince or princess of a land, president or prime minister, how it should really be to help your people and not drain them, and to basically take care of the sick and the elderly. Those are the lessons of Mahabali. I'm not sure what I'm looking here for. I'm going through these cards. And Vishnu also is also about preserving things, is and preserving order, and to know your limits and limits. And he was going to take Indra's throne before it was time for Indra to retire, and energy is not created nor destroyed. And this Indra will eventually retire, and Mahabali will take over, and no, his spirit does not die. So let me see what else I can think. What would you offer to Mahabali? I would offer him uh, good deeds, do good deeds in his name. Uh, things from your harvest, fruits and vegetables. Uh, you can offer him money. You can also offer it to those in need. And you can offer him, of course, sweets. Sweets are always very good. And as for Vishnu, it should be vegetarian and Vamana. And you can also, because you can, I'm not trying to make fun of him, but these are just some good ideas. Like the donut holes from Dunkin' Donuts, uh, fun size candies, uh, what you would give to canned sweets and candies, especially what children would like, because it comes as very small and very innocent. Also, he would like fruits and anything vegetarian, milk. Both can be given to Mahabali and Vishnu, and you can give him yogurts and ghee candles to both of them. A plain yogurt, but also like sweet cream, always fresh water, juices, seeds, nuts, and dried fruits and berries. Melons. Well, actually, melon is a type of berry. Did you know that? I kid you not, look it up. Watermelon is actually a type of berry. And if you don't believe me, you can literally look this up. Botanically speaking, it is a berry. Coconuts, also cucumbers, are also actually a fruit and also a type of berry. And bananas are also technically a berry as well. But you can offer him bananas. We don't call them berries, but they are, botanically speaking. So, and I kid you not. The best color you can use for Vishnu is yellow. But some people like to use blue because of his blue skin, but it's really yellow. And also, turmeric is also offered to Vishnu because he does like turmeric and he does like basil. He does like basil wood, basil leaves, holy basil, basil in any form is great for Vishnu. You can literally have a jar of dried basil and put it on his altar. And the basil wood mala, tulsi wood. It's called tulsi in Sanskrit. So tulsi means basil. So the tulsi wood mala is the mala that is used for Vishnu. Like Rudraksha would be used for Shiva. You would use tulsi wood. Now, some people like to use the turmeric wood, haldi, it's called. But that's also could be used for bagalamukhi, for brihaspati, and also you can use it for Vishnu. So having a jar of tulsi, basil, and haldi, which is turmeric, is great for your altar. Vishnu likes flowers, so and also they also make like a carpet of flowers. I forgot what it's called, but they make the carpet of flowers for Mahabali because Mahabali flowers are a great offering too. I'm just trying to think what else. Is Vamana and Bali approachable? Very much so. Very much so. He's not this scary dude that some people think, and this Christian that, oh, Asuras must be demons, so they're all evil. And Asuras are called the demons, but they're not all bad. Like Prahlada was very good. Varuna. By the way, Varuna, the god Varuna, who's been accepted among the Devas, is also an Asura. Hate to bust your bubble. So, yeah. The god of Venus is the guru of the Asuras. So again, hate to bust your bubble, but that's just the way it is. So Vamana reminds us to not always take everything because we can take it. Even if we give it away, doesn't mean we should take everything. So is to, but also you gotta understand he also displaced the 9 planets and took that over too. So the Navagraha, which is the 9 planets. But all in all, Mahabali proved his worth. So he was not punished. He was not sent to a place of torment. He was not crushed under the feet of Vishnu. That's a mistake. And Mahabali is greatly loved, as is Vishnu. And Vishnu is not seen, Vamana is not seen as, you know, some evil dude because he took away, Mahabali. Mahabali was just not meant to be an Indra, and it wasn't meant to be. So he stopped it, and he answered the prayers of Aditi. So, anyways, I hope you enjoyed this presentation. And I'm sorry, like I messed up a little bit, but I corrected myself. Let me know what you think of Vishnu. Let me know, are you a devotee of Vishnu? What do you think about Vamana, the dwarf avatar? What do you think now about Mahabali? Do you have a little bit different opinion about who the Asuras are and about the stories where Jaya and Vijaya had to be dispatched by Narasimha, by Varaha, and even by uh, Rama and Krishna? So in their later avatars where Vishnu dispatches them, but they aren't truly dead. They just reincarnated and came back to their heavenly positions. So thank you for watching. I really hope you got a lot out of it. Please think about checking in on people. I know a lot of people are hurting because Dolly Parton passed away, and then right after the next day, Tim Curry. I know my cat, Lord Maximus, was a great fan of Dolly Parton. He loved her music. It kept him calm when he was scared. I would just play it and he just responded to it. So the last night I had him because he had cancer. We watched Dolly Parton videos and watched Judas Priest, Rob Halford sing with Dolly Parton. And, you know, I wasn't a big fan, but I listened to it every day with him and with different other songs. But I wish I wrote to Dolly Parton, told her about Lord Maximus. I would have, should have, could have, but I didn't. I didn't know if she would respond anyways. The cat, my old cat. By the way, I'm a crazy cat lady. My Lord Maximus loves you. I don't know what she would just say. Oh, yeah, okay. Maybe she would have been nice. Maybe she wanted to respond. Maybe we should let's go take some medicine. Crazy cat lady. I don't think she would have been mean. But she was a very good person. And Tim Curry was a great actor. I loved him in Stephen King's. But I know check on people. It's getting harder out there. Check in on people. You know, make sure they're okay. And please share my video with your friends and family. And like and subscribe because I notice there's a lot of people that watch my videos that are not subscribed because it really helps my channel grow and it really convinces me to do these because I do not get paid. I do not even get a penny for these videos. I do not get a penny. All right. And be good to yourselves and everyone else. And as always, blessed be.